In the open ocean, routine missions feel timeless, until subtle changes begin to disturb familiar patterns of the sea. The vessel crosses distant waters far from land, where weather forecasts rarely capture the ocean's hidden behavior. Crew members perform ordinary checks, unaware their routine actions are the final moments of predictable navigation.
Even the smallest tension adjustment matters when thousands of tons depend on balanced forces.
Inside the bridge, instruments report calm conditions, yet experienced eyes begin noticing subtle inconsistencies beyond the glass.
A faint, irregular return appears on radar, not matching storm patterns or known maritime interference.
Far ahead, the ocean's surface changes tone, revealing movement originating beneath rather than above. Waves no longer travel in one direction, intersecting at angles the crew cannot easily explain. The vessel responds late to motion, suggesting the surrounding water behaves outside normal physical rhythm. Experience often detects danger before instruments, and something about the sea now feels fundamentally wrong.
The anomaly grows in size, holding structure instead of dispersing like ordinary atmospheric disturbance.
Opposing forces begin shaping the water, producing motion neither wind nor current alone can generate.
Even propulsion leaves a spiraling trail, revealing the vessel moves within a rotating water mass.
Depth measurements rise and fall impossibly, as if the seabed itself shifts beneath open ocean.
Without command, the ship slowly reorients toward an unseen center forming beneath the waves.
Steering commands respond late, suggesting forces beyond mechanical systems now influence the vessel's direction of travel.
Propulsion remains strong, yet resistance rises unpredictably as surrounding water density changes in repeating pulses.
The sea lifts the ship longer than expected, then releases it faster than gravity alone should allow.
Wave patterns radiate outward from a hidden point below, breaking the ocean's natural directional behavior.
Securing equipment becomes critical as deck motion shifts from rolling movement into unstable oscillation.
Radar shape evolves into rotation, confirming the disturbance is not weather but moving water mass.
Perspective changes subtly, revealing the ship is traveling along a gradual descending surface of water.
Lateral force pulls the vessel off course, overpowering directional control despite full engine output.
Crossing waves hit in sequence, synchronized by the rotating sea surrounding the vessel.
Stabilization systems struggle to compensate as the ocean's motion becomes structured rather than chaotic.
Inside the ship, gravity shifts direction, forcing movement along angled floors instead of level passageways.
The ocean depth becomes immeasurable, indicating vertical motion far beyond normal open sea conditions.
The surface lowers into a vast basin, pulling the vessel along a tightening circular path. Control disconnects completely as the vessel begins aligning naturally with the rotating flow. The ship no longer crosses the ocean. It orbits within a growing vortex forming beneath it.
The surrounding sea rotates faster, confirming the vessel is trapped within a widening spiral current.
Even maximum propulsion cannot produce straight motion inside the rotating mass beneath the hull.
The anomaly develops a core where signals fail to return, indicating extreme disturbance ahead.
Waves lose form entirely, becoming moving slopes guiding the vessel toward a central depression.
Systems detect instability as mechanical control yields to environmental forces stronger than design limits.
Water begins flowing rather than crashing, transforming the deck into a channel feeding the vortex.
Structural stress spreads through the hull as pressure pulls from multiple directions simultaneously. The sea surface lowers into a massive rotating bowl, revealing the disturbance's true scale.
Steering fails completely, leaving the vessel carried only by the motion of the ocean.
Rotational energy drives waves inward, striking repeatedly as the ship circles closer to the core.
Containment procedures begin as the crew prepares for the possibility of hull compromise.
Each revolution shortens distance to the center, increasing speed without engine acceleration. The vessel starts descending toward the Vortex center, no longer supported evenly by surrounding sea. The structure begins absorbing uneven forces as the ocean pulls the bow deeper into rotation.
The deck angle increases steadily, turning walking into controlled climbing toward higher sections.
The vortex reveals its scale, a rotating depression large enough to overpower engineered stability.
Power remains available, yet propulsion loses meaning inside the moving water mass.
Objects follow the new downward direction as gravity aligns toward the vortex center.
Repeating impacts accelerate structural fatigue throughout the forward sections of the vessel.
A breach forms below deck, allowing seawater to enter faster than pumps can remove it.
Compartments isolate automatically, delaying the inevitable redistribution of internal weight.
All external signals vanish into the core, confirming the disturbance consumes reflection itself.
Rotation tightens, converting circular motion into a descending spiral path toward the center.
The command shifts from correction to survival, as evacuation becomes the final procedure.
Rescue equipment activates while time remains before the vessel loses buoyant stability.
Controlled movement prevents falls as the ship's slope increases with every passing rotation. Structural limits approach failure as pressure concentrates along the forward sections.
The ship nears the core, where downward flow becomes stronger than remaining buoyancy. Training takes control as coordinated movement replaces fear in the final moments on board.
Survival craft enter the rotating sea, drifting outward along the outer current edge.
Each person transfers carefully, timing movement between surges of passing water.
From the water, the vessel's size becomes overwhelming as it tilts toward disappearance.
Leadership remains until evacuation completes, leaving only moments before structural collapse.
Internal supports reach tolerance as the rotating forces exceed design endurance. Final structural failure begins as the vessel pauses at the brink of submersion. The ship commits downward, drawn into the spiraling center of the sea.
The ocean swallows the structure without debris, leaving only turbulent water behind.
Silence replaces chaos as the sea gradually returns to ordinary motion. The disturbance fades quickly, erasing visible evidence of the massive event. A small signal now carries every hope across the empty ocean.
Exposure becomes the new threat as hours pass, awaiting distant rescue.
Finally, the sound of engines breaks the stillness and confirms the distress call was received.
The aircraft marks position, guiding rescue teams toward the drifting survivors below.
A rescue helicopter arrives cautiously, maintaining distance from remaining unstable swells.
Bright beams lock onto the raft, confirming visual contact with all remaining crew.
A swimmer enters the sea, approaching carefully against the rolling surface.
The hoist begins, pulling survivors upward into safety above the ocean.
Immediate warming procedures prevent further exposure after prolonged cold immersion.
Additional rescue teams arrive to retrieve those awaiting extraction on the surface.
Careful handling ensures injuries are stabilized during transfer to the larger vessel.
Vital signs confirm survival as treatment begins immediately after recovery.
Nothing remains of the disturbance, only natural waves moving under fading light.
The sea returns to normal behavior, concealing the event that occurred hours earlier. Survivors depart the area, leaving unanswered questions beneath the water's surface.
The ocean keeps its silence, offering no explanation for the forces witnessed. For those who were there, the memory remains long after the sea grows calm again. Hours after rescue, the water shows no trace of the violent movement once seen.
No storm system remains, confirming the disturbance was not ordinary weather activity.
Shock replaces urgency as the crew processes the event they barely survived.
Every drop of seawater carries memory of the rotating force beneath the vessel.
Navigation returns to normal, yet the coordinates remain permanently marked in reports.
The absence of spiraling motion emphasizes how unnatural the earlier currents behaved.
Many struggle to describe what they saw because no category fully matches it.
The sea appears peaceful again, concealing whatever mechanism briefly awakened beneath.
Maritime history records storms and waves, but rarely rotating basins of open water. Rescue crews complete evacuation while analysis begins far away from the scene. The small signal that saved them becomes a quiet reminder of survival.
Morning light reveals only ordinary water, where chaos once existed.
Nature offers no explanation, leaving observers with unanswered scientific questions.
The event passes into memory, carried only by those who witnessed it. Sometimes the ocean behaves not as environment, but as a moving force of its own. Daybreak reveals nothing unusual, masking the powerful motion that occurred only hours earlier. The surface appears ordinary again, offering no evidence of the descending basin.
Wildlife returns quickly, unaware of the disturbance beneath the same waters.
Shipping routes continue normally, unaware of the brief anomaly that formed here.
Coordinates remain only as numbers, detached from the scale of experience.
Recovery teams complete operations, shifting from rescue to documentation.
Stability underfoot feels unfamiliar after hours fighting the moving sea.
Immediate treatment confirms survival without severe physical injury.
Simple warmth becomes the first sign of safety after exposure to cold water.
Shared experience creates understanding that words cannot fully capture.
The water moves normally again, following predictable wave patterns.
Official records attempt to describe forces rarely documented in open ocean.
Recorded data confirms a rotating water mass larger than the vessel itself.
The location becomes another point on charts, indistinguishable from others nearby.
The story ends for the crew, but the ocean keeps its silence.
Hours later, navigation continues normally, contrasting sharply with the earlier uncontrollable motion.
Stable readings reassure crews that the disturbance has fully dissipated.
Witnesses replay the moment the horizon itself appeared to bend.
Physical recovery begins quickly, while mental understanding takes far longer.
Natural patterns return, making the previous motion seem almost impossible.
Data reveals a tightening circular path, consistent with powerful rotating currents.
A single location now holds an event difficult to categorize scientifically.
The ocean offers no visible reminder of the vessel lost beneath. Fatigue replaces adrenaline as the body finally accepts safety.
Emergency equipment becomes ordinary again once danger passes. Another day ends where the previous nearly did not.
The same waters now appear peaceful, unchanged by earlier forces.
Memory remains vivid, even as surroundings grow calm.
The ocean keeps its mystery, reminding humanity how little is fully understood. Darkness returns quietly, hiding the place where the sea once moved unnaturally.
Under starlight, the ocean appears timeless and unchanged to distant observers. Rest finally replaces tension after hours of continuous survival effort. Documentation begins while details remain fresh in memory.
Recorded movement confirms a tightening spiral inconsistent with known currents.
Normal wave rhythm feels unfamiliar after experiencing structured rotation.
Some questions remain unanswered long after rescue is complete.
Continuous observation confirms the environment has returned to predictable behavior. Weather systems continue elsewhere, emphasizing the anomaly's isolated nature. Another sunrise arrives over the same coordinates, without disturbance. The area becomes indistinguishable from any other open water region.
The last witnesses depart, carrying the only record of the phenomenon.
The ocean remains, silent and vast, keeping its explanation beneath the surface.
The coordinates appear ordinary again, offering no warning to passing travelers.
Natural motion resumes, masking the immense forces witnessed earlier. Open water rarely leaves evidence after brief, extraordinary events.
Sky and water return to their familiar relationship. Other vessels pass nearby, unaware of what occurred before.
The ocean continues its cycles without revealing hidden mechanisms below.
Gentle wind replaces the organized rotation once observed.
From above, the sea seems uniform and endless.
Light plays across water that now behaves naturally again.
The bending horizon remains only a memory for witnesses.
Motion returns to familiar rhythm sailors expect.
Life continues normally, where danger once formed unexpectedly.
The event becomes story rather than visible reality. The ocean keeps its secrets, vast beyond complete human understanding.
Time passes quickly at sea, yet memories remain fixed in the minds of survivors.
The surface moves gently again, concealing what occurred beneath its depths.
Distance erases detail, turning the location into an ordinary coordinate.
Light transforms the water into calm beauty after violent motion.
From above, no sign remains of the descending spiral once observed.
Silence returns fully, replacing alarms and mechanical strain.
Natural patterns replace the organized rotation experienced earlier. The ocean's familiar language resumes for those who understand it.
Evening arrives, as if nothing unusual ever disturbed the horizon.
Beauty and danger share the same surface within vast waters.
The day ends peacefully, where chaos once dominated.
Darkness hides details, but preserves memory.
Night returns with quiet certainty over the same coordinates.
The sea keeps moving, indifferent to human experience.
Only those present will always know how the ocean truly behaved.
Long after the rescue, the sea remains unchanged to every passing observer. The surface offers calm, while its depths remain unknowable. What occurred leaves no marker for future sailors to notice.
Familiar movement returns, steady and predictable once again.
The sky witnesses events the water never records.
Location becomes just another point across global waters.
Minor disturbances replace the immense rotating force once present.
The ocean resumes patterns understood by generations of navigation. Scale alone reminds how little humanity controls open water.
A silent path now covers where the vessel disappeared. Only memory carries evidence of the extraordinary occurrence.
Night continues without acknowledging what happened below.
The sea remains vast, beyond any single event. Witnesses alone hold the story that water erased. Some forces leave no trace, except survival itself.